All right, my dears. So today we'll focus a little on some warrior one and the midsection and side body. So one of the things about warrior one that can be so difficult for many of us is trying to square the hips forward. I find that can be kind of uncomfortable in the back leg. And so we'll work a little bit kind of workshop warrior one today so that we're not forcing the hips to turn forward, but moreover thinking it from the ribs up so that that back hip has a little bit more grace, just a little bit more grace. So to begin today, we'll start in a comfortable seat. And that might mean you're sitting on a pillow. It might mean your back is up against the wall. Whatever feels useful. Take a few moments just to notice the natural rhythm of your breath. Where the breath moves, where it feels familiar, and maybe even where it feels less available. With intention, we'll bring the shoulders back and down. And draw the chin in a little bit so the back of the neck is long. We'll find our root, the parts of our body that are touching the earth. Allowing the spine to grow long. From the root all the way up to the crown. And then we'll settle our awareness around the rib cage. And without changing your breath per se, just notice what parts of the ribs expand on the inhale and what parts soften on the exhale. You might notice as soon as you draw your awareness to the breath, that the breath begins to change a little, lengthen perhaps, or slow down. So just see what you notice. I notice expansion in the side of my ribs more than the front or the back. What's true for you? I notice the front of my ribs softening on the exhale more than the sides or the back. Notice what's true for you. So with what I just noticed, expanding the side ribs on the inhale, softening the front ribs on the exhale, I will now bring my awareness to the back ribs and see what I notice. Can I expand my breath with intention into the back and soften a little the muscles of the back on the exhale? If you felt less in the sides or the front, maybe that's where you focus. All around the ribs and the solar plexus, the home of our Manipura Chakra, shimmering jewel, element of fire, and our relationship with power dynamics. And we are witnessing so many power dynamics play out in this world that cause harm. From our Haitian refugees to climate disaster and all the refugees that are climate refugees, to the wars, occupations, we've seen so much power over, domination. We've witnessed power under oppression. These power dynamics play out in our own life to small degrees where we want to control someone or something, exerting that power over. Or we give our power away, looking and seeking approval or love, power under. Addiction, ruled by desire, all of the things that we see play out in our own lives, play out in the world on a much larger and often more detrimental scale. As yogis or anyone on a spiritual path, we try to draw our awareness to what power in right alignment is. What is our own true power that's not seeking approval, nor trying to dominate or control someone else? More often that we can come back to what rightful alignment feels like with our own power, our own lives, the more opportunity we might have to be in right relationship with these crazy power dynamics in our society. This is the home of our sacred will. Truth resides here in the belly. Dharma, purpose, action. For the next few moments, we might allow our awareness to notice, observe any thoughts that come. What has kept us from our Dharma, our purpose, our action? What distractions have we allowed to steal our attention away from our truth? And without harshness, drawing ourselves tenderly back to the awareness that we are here at this time in all of our identities, in this very body, for a deep and true purpose that deserves our full attention. Let's bring our palms to our heart, bowing our head slightly. May this practice help us to remember our truth. May this practice help us to come back to center, come back to pure awareness. May we practice power in right alignment with our body. May we practice power in a right alignment with our truth. May we continue to cultivate our awareness of what serves us so that we can show up in service to the greater good. One Om together, deep breath in. We'll start on our bellies. And coming onto your belly, laying down and just noticing the back body. You might create a pillow and just notice how rarely we ever start in this position. Notice what you feel. And then interlace the fingers behind your tail. And keep your belly down, your forehead down, your feet down. But start to draw the thumbs toward the back of your thighs. And just notice your shoulder blades here. Yeah. And take a few breaths into the side ribs, the back body, just being in this position. Before action, notice. And then slowly start to keep your feet down, but pull your heart up, head up, chest maybe off the floor, feet stay down. And then a few breaths noticing the ribs here, noticing the front, the back, the side. And then slowly bringing your head back down. Keep your hands how they are, chest down. Great. So we're going to do that twice more. Allowing your chest to come up off the earth. Just noticing where you can breathe here. Do you feel the side ribs, the front ribs, the back body? And then forehead back down, chest back down. And then this last one, you'll lift the feet as well. So coming up and then engaging the legs, locust pose, Shalambhasana. Notice where your breath is. Great, and then come back down. Release your hands. Bend your knees and windshield wiper your legs side to side. Great, and then place your feet back, tuck your toes under, hands by your ribs. Can you push up to plank and maybe your knees stay down or maybe they're lifted? Great. And then bring your right forearm to the earth, left forearm to the earth, holding forearm plank for a few breaths. Notice your ribs. Where can you breathe? Can it be in the back body, the side body, the front body? Knees can always be down. We'll stay 5 more breaths. And then knees come down, child's pose. Knees can either be together or wide, whatever makes more sense for your body right now. Forehead toward the floor, doesn't have to touch. And so today my thought is to bring the core into our awareness in different ways. Yeah. When you're ready, we're shifting back to forearm plank. Now, knees can be down. This also could be regular plank. Everybody's body is different. So sometimes forearm plank allows for more grace on the wrists. I personally find it harder than regular plank. So you can choose. You can also have your hands on blocks in plank, and that's kind of a graceful way to get some core strength without causing any strain to the wrists or shoulders. And then we'll come on to the right side. So the forearm might stay down if that's available for your body, or maybe you're in a regular side plank with your hand down. Maybe your right knee is down. Always choice, always choice. The curiosity is, where is your breath moving? Does your breath move mostly in your back body, the sides? Where do you feel your ribs expand on the inhale? Where do you feel them soften on the exhale? Back to forearm plank or regular plank, and knees can be up or down. So as you come back to this, notice where the breath is moving. Notice the strength, the tenacity, the determination to be right here with your breath in poses that are challenging to hold. And then coming onto the left side. Remember, knee could be down, you could be on forearms, you could be on hands. And notice, is it different on this side? And where is the breath moving? Great, coming back to regular forearm plank or regular plank, either way, your choice. And then child's pose. So we're going to do a few more rounds, just adding certain things on that, of course, you can go with or decide to decline. So back to forearm plank. Again, option for regular plank, knees could be down. The invitation, once you find the pose, is to lift your right leg. Breathe and notice. As you place that foot down, come on to the right side. Exactly. Deep breath in. Come back to forearm plank or regular plank. Lift the left leg. Great. As you put that foot down, come on to the left side. And come back to regular plank or forearm plank. Child's pose. And so we'll do 3 more rounds of that. The idea is fortifying the shoulders, lots of core, but hopefully the awareness is where you're expanding in the ribs, where you're softening in the ribs. So we expand on the inhale, we soften on the exhale. Okay. Forearm plank. Left leg lifts. Place the foot down, come on to the left side. Back to forearm plank. Right leg lifts. Place that foot down, come on to the right side. Come back to forearm plank. Knees down, child's pose. And so in child's pose, notice where your breath is expanding. Notice where it's softening the ribs. Also, like if your knees are together, likely your breath focus might feel more in the back body. If knees are apart, it might be more in the front body. Okay, 2 more rounds. Forearm plank. Right side. Forearm plank. Left side. Forearm plank. Right leg lifts. Can you now keep that right leg lifted and come onto your left side? Ooh, so good, so good. Yes. Come back, forearm plank. Left leg lifts. And you keep the leg lifted and come onto your right side. Whew. Challenging. Very good. Very good. Okay, come back to forearm plank. Knees down, child's pose. Notice your breath, movement of your ribs. All right, last round, everybody. And we'll try it that way again. I know it is kind of challenging, so just do the best you can. Forearm plank. Onto the left side, side plank. Back to forearm plank. Come onto the right side. Back to forearm plank. Lift your left leg. Try to keep it lifted. Come to the right side. Yeah, really good. Back to forearm plank. Right leg lifts. Keep it lifted. Come on to your left side. So good. Take a deep breath in. Come back, forearm plank. Child's pose. And so just notice what this has done for that feeling of strength there at the core, at that Manipura Chakra. And then we're coming to Dolphin Pose. So Dolphin can be with your hands together, like Anjali Mudra, or with the hands apart, or like forearm dog. And take about 10 breaths here. If at any time you need to come to your knees, that's completely fine. But otherwise, continuing to hold this pose, noticing where your breath moves, where in the ribs expand on the inhale, where they soften on the exhale. When you're ready, child's pose. And then downward facing dog. In this first down dog, you might pedal, you might sway, you might lift one leg, kind of open the hip, do a few hip circles, and then allow that leg to come down and do the opposite side, just feeling into a little bit more now I don't want to use the word freedom, but just a little bit more maybe freedom of movement, not as contained, like all that forearm plank. We're containing, we're contracting the muscles, we're fortifying, we're edifying. And now just a little bit more liberty to the movement. When you're ready, shift high on the balls of the feet, bend the knees, walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. Palms to the heart. Surya Namaskara A. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Walk or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise all the way up on the inhale and palms gather at the heart. 4 more. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Cobra or Up Dog on your inhale. Downward Facing Dog, exhale. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Rise all the way up, inhale. Palms to the heart. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. Exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Fold forward. Rise up. Palms to the heart. Last 2. Inhale, arms reach up. Fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or Up Dog, inhale. Downward Facing Dog. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Rise on up, inhale. Palms pass through the heart mountain. Last one, Surya Namaskara A. Arms up, inhale. Fold forward. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or Up Dog, inhale. Downward Facing Dog. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Rise up, inhale. Mountain pose. All right, Surya Namaskara B. We're going to break down Warrior 1. Chair pose, 5 breaths. Chair pose, 5 breaths. Notice, can you lift your toes here? Yeah, drawing the knees back a little, dropping the booty a little bit, lifting the heart and the sternum, and notice the breath in the ribs here. Notice how we tend to jut ribs out here. How we could soften maybe there on the exhale, drawing the ribs in a little in the front. Just notice. One more breath in. Fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, cobra or up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Step the right foot forward between your hands. Spin the back heel down, come up, warrior one, but we'll take the left arm forward and the right arm up. And we'll pause here. So as the left arm reaches forward, notice how that helps you to shine the ribs forward. So feel the squaring of the torso toward the top of the mat more than the hips, giving grace to that back hip flexor. And then both arms reach up, shoulders go down. Now notice the front of the ribs here. Tend to jut out, right? They tend to jut out. Can we soften there a little bit, but encourage the sternum to lift forward and up? And then what about the back foot? Can we lift the back arch and root through the pinky toe edge side of that foot? Feel strong through that thigh. And then slightly, very slightly tuck the tail. So yeah, notice what that does to that hip flexor of the left leg. Then can we bend that right knee over the ankle? Warrior one. Take a deep breath in. So good. Chaturanga. So let's not float that right leg. Yeah, just straight chaturanga. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Left foot steps forward between the hands. Back heel goes down. Right arm reaches straight forward. Left arm goes up. Feel how really reaching the right arm forward can draw those right ribs forward. Notice what that does to the feeling, the sensation of the back leg. And then both arms go up. As the arms go up, notice the movement of the front of the ribs. Can the front of the ribs slightly draw in as the sternum lifts up, as the shoulders go down away from the ears? And then feel the back heel and lift the back arch. Yeah. Slightly tuck the tail. And yes, and then try to bend that left knee over the ankle. Warrior one, so good. And deep breath in here. Straight chaturanga. We won't float the leg for this one. So traditionally, Surya Namaskara be in the Ashtanga way. There's not a lot of extra movements. Yeah. Take a few breaths. We like to flourish it here in regular vinyasa, which we'll get to. But the idea of having that steadiness, that foundation, that kind of drawing inward of these poses before we take liberty. I think that's a good lesson in life. How can we draw our energy inward, know what we need, our relationship with power, before we take liberties and kind of blast our energy out? Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Stand up straight and strong, mountain pose. Great. So one more in this manner where it's kind of straight. Surya B, just a little bit faster. Chair pose, inhale. Fold forward over your legs. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog, exhale. Right foot steps forward. Warrior one. Find the pose. Take a deep breath in. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Down dog, exhale. Left foot steps forward. Warrior one, find the pose. Inhale here. Chaturanga, exhale. Cobra or up dog, inhale. Downward facing dog. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Chair pose. Stand up straight and strong. Samastitihi. Okay, so now a little bit more liberty. Yeah, a little bit more maybe freedom of movement, expression. Chair pose, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Halfway lift, inhale. Chaturanga, or maybe knees, chest, and chin, or maybe you hold plank, or maybe you just step back to downward facing dog. We'll all meet in down dog. We'll lift the right leg high. Draw the knee in toward your belly, chest, or nose. Step the foot forward. Warrior one. Inhale here. Chaturanga, you might float your right leg. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog, left leg lifts. Draw the knee in toward your belly, chest, or nose. Set the foot forward, warrior one. Inhale as you rise. Chaturanga, you might float that left leg. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Chair pose. Stand on up. Great. One more chair pose. Fold forward over your legs. Halfway lift. Down dog your way. So whatever path feels useful to you right now. Right leg high, you might bend the knee and open the hip. Inhale here. Step the foot forward, warrior one. Deep breath in. Chaturanga, you might float the leg. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog, left leg goes high. You might bend the knee and open the hip. Inhale here. Step the foot forward to warrior one. Inhale as you rise, bending that front knee. Exhale, chaturanga, you might float that left leg. Cobra or up dog. Downward facing dog or child's pose, or sit back on your heels. Just notice this sweet body. What's happening? What's happening, body? When you're ready, meet in down dog and then walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift on the inhale, forward fold on the exhale, chair pose inhale. Stand up straight and strong. Beautiful. All right, we're going to get more into the side body now, reaching the arms up, grab hold of the right wrist and lean to the left. Inhale back to center and switch sides. Left wrist, lean to the right. Inhale back to center. Exhale, chair pose. Inhale, arms out to either side. Right arm under, eagle arms or a big hug. Right leg up and over, eagle pose. Elbows slowly make their way towards your knees. Once the forearms are parallel to the earth, fly that right leg back. And then land that foot back, warrior one style, warrior one style. So try to find that foundation even with your eagle arms. Yeah, so you're feeling those right ribs draw forward, feeling the left knee bend, and then start to take it into a wee bit of a back bend. So elbows away from the chest. We're thinking about the back body, like the shoulder blades coming into the body, especially the bottoms of the shoulder blades, the sternum lifting up. You might even find your forearms pointed up toward the ceiling, leaning back and still bending the knee. Inhale here. Humble warrior, eagle arms with this warrior one stance. Great. Release your hands, frame your front foot, down dog your way. Walker hop to the top. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Chair pose. Arms out to either side. Left arm under. Left leg over, eagle. And then elbows slowly make their way toward your knees. Send the left leg back and you're landing warrior one style. Yeah, so try to think about those left ribs still coming forward. And then once the foundation feels set, starting to take it into a back bend. So you might even feel like your forearms are pointed toward the sky. You're leaning back, heart is going up. We're going to try to keep this warrior one stance, humble warrior with eagle arms. So we're just going to notice. My plan is to bring us through warrior two and then back to eagle and humble warrior, the eagle arms with more of a warrior two stance. So noticing the difference. Yeah, hips are really squared forward. Warrior one is shorter than warrior two. Okay, release, down dog your way. So in my body personally, I find warrior 2 much more accessible than warrior 1. I find humble warrior with eagle arms much more accessible if my stance is warrior 2 instead of warrior 1. So just notice what's true for you. And it's really useful to kind of do the opposite also. And maybe warrior 1 stance with eagle arms is more available to you. So we're just going to notice all the things. Yeah. Not trying to make it any different than it is. Just bring it into our awareness and notice where our breath moves. That's all. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Arms out to either side. Right arm under, right leg over, eagle. Elbows toward knees. Fly that right leg back and try to open like half moon with eagle arms. I know it's a challenge. It might just be a second. And then land warrior 2 style with eagle arms. Nice. Remember, warrior 2 is longer. Yeah, take up lots of space. Yeah, and then we're going to have the torso face the long edge of the mat. Breath going into the back. So maybe you can expand the ribs in the back body on the inhale and feel them soften on the exhale. And then humble warrior, eagle arms with this stance. So just notice if it's more available to you or if it's about the same or if it's less available. Your experience certainly doesn't have to be like mine. And then here, we're going to actually keep the eagle arms and spin toward the long edge of the mat, folding forward. And maybe the forearms go to the ground. If that's true for you, it makes this a little bit easier. You might have to bend your knees some. Yeah. So remember, knees can bend here. Nice, Allegra. Yeah. And then eagle-armed goddess. So the heels will go in. The knees will bend, the toes face out, the knees face out. And just notice where your breath is here. And then star, really opening and taking up space. Deep breath in. Warrior 2 toward the front, toward the front. Great. Inhale, exalted warrior. Exhale, down dog your way. And then we'll walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift on the inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Chair pose. Arms out to either side. Left arm under, left leg over, eagle. Nice. And then elbows toward the knees. Flying back and then trying to open like half moon, even for a second. Nice. And then land back warrior 2 style with eagle arms. You know, I made that look way easier than it is. And so here the elbows and the torso are facing the long edge of the mat, breathing and noticing. Can the breath move into the back body? And then humble warrior with eagle arms in this warrior 2 style. And so again, just noticing if that feels more available to you or less available or about the same as the warrior 1 stance. And then keeping the eagle arms and making your way toward the long edge of the mat. Knees can soften. And then heels in and toes out, goddess, with your eagle arms. Nice. Inhale, star. Warrior two toward the front. Inhale, exalted warrior. Down dog your way. Walk or hop to the top. Halfway lift, inhale. Fold forward, exhale. Chair pose, inhale. Stand up, straight and strong. Samastiti. Great. Arms reach up. Grab hold of the left wrist and lean right. Lift your left knee up. Step the foot behind the right and kind of curtsy squat to the right. Beautiful. Great. Come back to center. Reach the arms up and switch sides. Right wrist lean left. And then the right foot goes behind the left. You have a little curtsy squat to the left. And come back to center and fold forward over your legs. Halfway lift on the inhale. Down dog your way. And so we're going to add in now some of the elements that we've been working with. Shift forward plank. Now remember, this can always be done with knees down. I recognize the challenge in this, yeah? Lift your right leg. See if the leg can stay lifted. Come onto your left side. Nice. Deep breath in. Step that foot forward, crescent lunge. Yeah. Arms out to either side. Left arm under, left leg over. Eagle. Elbows towards your knees. Fly the left leg back. Now you get to choose. Are you going to land in warrior two legs or warrior one? We'll be going to humble warrior. What's more available to you? The warrior two stance or warrior one? Yeah. And then finding your humble warrior in whatever stance you chose. Yeah. Good. Still that breath awareness in the ribs. Release your hands and down dog your way. Shift forward plank. Come onto the or what is it? We got to lift the, thank you, Kanti. Lift the left leg, come onto the right side. Keep the leg lifted, so challenging. Step that foot forward, crescent lunge. Oof. Don't make that look awful easy. Arms out to either side, right arm under, right leg over, eagle. So steady. Elbows toward the knees. You fly back, so you warrior one style, warrior two style. You're going to come to humble warrior, so you're trying to make the choice of what feels more useful in your body. Yeah. And release the hands, down dog your way. Okay, now with the ribs in mind, again, noticing where we kind of jut the ribs out in the front, trying to soften there so the breath can expand all around the rib cage. Right leg lifts. Bend the knee, spin the hip open, and see if you can flip your dog to either wild thing, or both knees can be bent. Both feet can be flat, whatever works, but notice the ribs and notice the breath in the ribs here. 2 more full breaths. And slowly come back. Right leg is high. Step the foot forward. Dip the hips, lift the heart. Take a deep breath in. Straighten that right leg, long breath out, fold forward toward your shin. Great. Bend that knee again. Look forward. Lift that left leg to the sky, standing splits. One or both hands might come behind the calf or the ankle. So good. And then think about bending that left knee and reaching back with your right hand for your foot. And if you can grab the toes, try to lift that knee up, 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 and let your hips open. Good, good. Forehead still toward the shin. Yep, exactly. 2 more breaths here. And release the foot, forward fold. Chair pose. Palms to your heart. Twist to the right. So your left elbow might go between your knees, might go to the outside of that right knee. Whatever feels useful and not too constricting so that you can still breathe into your ribs. Still have space to draw the belly lightly in to support the low back in this twist. You might open your arms high to low. You might take the time to play with the notion of side crow. Nice. Yeah, beautiful. Great. Come back and fold forward over your legs. Chair pose. Palms to the heart. Twist to the left. Right elbow could go between the knees or to the outside of the left knee. You might open your arms high to low. You might play with side crow on this side. Whether or not it happens isn't the point. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Nice, Sonia. And come back. Fold forward over the legs. Yep. So the idea of just playing with a notion of something, we don't have to get there. No place to get, nowhere to go. Halfway lift, inhale. Down dog your way. Left leg lifts, bend the knee and spin the hip open. And slowly flip your dog. As you do, notice where your breath can move. Where you feel expansiveness, probably around, the left side body, but can the right side body still feel expansive here? And then slowly coming back, left leg is high. Step the foot forward between the hands. We're just dipping the hips. We're framing the front foot, lifting the heart. Breathe in. Straighten that left leg. Bow toward the shin. Yep. And then bend that front knee and come to standing splits, lifting that right leg high. And you might place one or both hands behind your calf. And then you might bend that right knee and try to reach for your right foot with your left hand. Hips can open here. We're still bringing the forehead toward the shin. Trying to get that knee to go way up to the sky. Yep, exactly. Couple more breaths. Release the foot, forward fold over your legs. When you're ready, chair pose. And fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Down dog your way. All right, my dears, right leg lifts. Step the foot forward for Crescent Lunge. Bring your palms to your heart. Bring your left elbow outside that right knee. You might stay here. You can even put the back knee down. You might open your arms high to low. You might have a half bind. You might have the full bind, or you might have revolved, bird of paradise. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. So coming with the half or the full bind is available. Yep. So good. So good. Taking another deep breath in. Stepping that foot down, right foot goes down, left foot steps back. Everybody release, crescent lunge. Warrior two. Exalted warrior. Side angle. Half bind or full bind. Or bird of paradise with the half or full bind. So same leg, that left foot steps up, right foot goes up to the sky. Nice, everybody. Yep, take a deep breath in, long breath out. Place the right foot back to the earth. There might be a moment of a bound half moon as you lift that left leg to the sky just for a second. So good. Land, warrior two. Hoo, hoo, hoo. Interlace the fingers behind your tail. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Humble warrior with these arms. Yeah. Lovely. Taking a few breaths. And then keeping these arms and facing the long edge of your mat. Forehead toward the floor, crown of the head toward the floor. And releasing your hands. You might thread them through your legs, or you might stand on your head, whatever feels useful to you right now and safe enough. Good. Good. Allegra, think of squeezing your ankle bones together, squeezing your thighs together. So good. Yeah. Slowly landing down if you've come up. Halfway lift on the inhale. And kind of keep your hands to the floor. Walk yourself to face forward. That right knee will bend. Place now the left knee down to the ground and let that right knee open. Place your right hand on your right thigh. Maybe you come to your left forearm. You might bend the back knee, reach back with the right hand for the left foot. Kick the foot into the hand, kind of open up. And then you might square the right shoulder back toward the earth, draw that heel in toward the booty, feel the front of the left thigh. When you're ready, release that foot, tuck your toes under, down dog your way. Left leg lifts. Step the foot forward for Crescent Lunge. Palms to the heart. Right elbow outside the left knee, where you might stay, or you might open your arms high to low. Or you might have a half bind or even a full bind, or revolved bird of paradise. So good. Wherever you are is just right. Take another deep breath in. Place that left foot down. If you've come forward, step the right foot back. Everyone meet Crescent Lunge. Take a deep breath in. Warrior two. Inhale, Exalted Warrior. Exhale, side angle. Half bind or full bind. Or bird of paradise. With the half or the full bind. Great. Placing that left foot down if you've come to the bird, and maybe there's a second, 1 second of a bound half moon, and then you land warrior two. Interlace the fingers the unusual way behind the tail. Humble warrior, maybe letting the arms rinse out a little off the low back as the crown of the head comes toward the earth. Keeping your arms spin to face the long edge of the mat. Release your hands. And maybe just walk them. Yeah, that looks good. Whatever you want to do with your hands. When you're ready, halfway lift. Make your way to face forward again and place the right knee down. Let the left knee open, left hand to left thigh. You might come onto your right forearm. You might bend the right knee, reach back with the left hand. Kick the foot into the hand and kind of open up. Yeah. Notice where your breath moves into your ribs here. And then heel toward the booty, left shoulder toward the earth. More of a right thigh stretch. Great. Release that side. Down dog your way. And my dears, it's onto your backs, onto your backs. As you come onto your backs, drawing your knees into your chest, just giving yourself a squeeze here. What a body. What a gift. We're twisting to the right. If you'd like to place something between your knees, please do. A block or a bolster or a pillow. Notice where your breath moves here in this twist. Notice where your ribs expand on the inhale and soften on the exhale. And then slowly come back to center and twist over to the other side and notice the difference. Where does your breath move as your knees are to the left?
And coming back to center, doing a few rolling bridges here, pushing into the feet, lifting the hips, arms come up overhead on the inhale, and then really taking the time to shift high on the tippy toes, roll down vertebra by vertebra. So your arms might come up over your chest as you do. You can even shimmy side to side, kind of just feeling into the spine, kind of giving yourself a spinal massage, also the ribs. So several more times in that manner where you're just kind of taking that liberty to move in a way that feels useful for your body, for the expansion of your breath in your ribs on the inhale and the softening on the exhale. And then you might stay with rolling bridges. This might feel good, or you might hold bridge, or you might come to Urdhva Dhanurasana, upward facing bow, whatever feels useful. And in these back bends, notice how the front ribs want to jut out. That's just what they do. And is there a way they can soften? Not necessarily contract, but just soften. Then when it's time to rest, rest. And for a final pose, it might be a block under the sacrum, legs up to the sky, or shoulder stand if that feels good in your body. So if you do choose shoulder stand, taking a few breaths there and then coming to plow. That's a huge stretch of the ribs. And if you choose to come to plow, I feel like plow is such an, I don't know, advanced pose, or just one that's not readily thought of as deep, intense of a stretch as it is. Yeah. So practice caution with that one. In plow, both of the feet go overhead, and you can either keep your hands on your low back, or you can interlace them behind your back, or you can even reach for your feet. All these things are available. But it's a pretty deep stretch of the muscles that run parallel to the spine, the erector spinae muscle group. So if you've come to plow, instead of rolling down to fish, can we roll down to Supta Baddha Konasana? If you have legs up the wall, you could stay. If you have a block under your sacrum, you could remove it, meet in Supta Baddha Konasana. If you have legs up the wall, you could bring the soles of your feet together, knees open. And then Shavasana, corpse pose, however that looks for your body. Again, that can be legs up the wall.
I'm going to read a little bit about Manipura Chakra, the chakra we've been working with today. And this perspective is from an elder that I respect a lot named Starhawk. In order to hold on to our identities and our purposes, even when under attack, we need to find and anchor our basic sense of core worth. Core is a wonderful word that refers to the center where the life force is held. The core of an apple is the center of the apple, but it is also the place where the seeds lie. From this center of potency, a whole new apple tree can arise. So at our core, we are each the ultimate and highest value. There is no rank or comparison here, no striving or proving. At our core, we are each a deep and potent well of self-creation. When we touch the deepest part of our own self, when we touch our true potency, we touch a place that is far beyond criticism or flattery from others, far beyond any defeat or accomplishment in the outside world. When we touch this place and anchor it so that we can return to it at will, we have created for ourselves the strongest possible defense. We will be able to keep weaving, spinning, and sewing, no matter what others may say or do. When you're ready, making your way back to a seat. And palms gather at the heart, bowing our head to the magnificence of the heart. Thanking these bodies, that was a strong, strong practice today. So thanking these sweet bodies for all they do for us. Knowing that we have that core of pure potential. And we can return again and again to right alignment with power, true alignment with power. One Om together. Om. In the spirit of peace, we say Shanti, Shalom, Salam, Amani, Maluhia, Irini, Shiakan, Jam, Pache, Paz. In the spirit of our collective truth and liberation, we say Ashe, Amin, Amen, blessed be, Kapu Aloha, In Lakach, Satnam, Namaste, Matakbiasan, Black Lives Matter,